Hi everyone, I'm Jason Ward, and you can't see me because I'm shy. I
are
am
you?
really nervous around pretty girls and pretty boys. Now,
Ooh.
basically, for some reason, everything is giving me problems today. So I said, screw the camera. Let's just not use it and read this document today eventually. Um, but up first, earlier today, I made a reaction video, I guess, to the Star Wars Visions trailer that hit, and just was honest in it, gave my honest feelings and all that. So you can
Well,
watch that
then,
if you want to,
then
and yeah.
why doesn't it say senpai after your name then?
Right. Well, that's the thing. That's why I couldn't show my face. Is I don't feel like I'm up to it. I don't feel like I'm up to the responsibility of being a senpai.
And the
But
internet god, the anime internet gods killed your cam for
right,
retribution.
how dare you mock us?
Karma.
Some kind of kwai boy or something. I don't know what that even barely means, honestly.
Kwai boy, is that like
Oh, but
teenage
Cry
Qui-Gon
Boy.
Jinn? It's Kwai
Choir
boy.
boy. I'm a
Oh,
choir
but
boy.
Cry Boy.
Instead of fly boy, it's Kwai boy.
I think kwai boys are like a Catholic priest thing or something. Don't quote me on that.
Oh no.
Oh no, I shouldn't have said that.
Hey.
Anyways, yeah. So we got old Thrawn Keel with us. You might know him as Jesse, and of course it's Mr. Rob,
Hey.
Mr. Sketchcraft. I was thinking that while we read this, I'm joking, of course. I would not expect you to like do this, but you sketch what we're like reading, but you just see it all wrong, just like totally just the opposite of what's going on.
You remember that scene in The Big Lebowski when Jackie Treehorn was writing something down? The dude goes over and takes a pencil and shades around it to see what he's. Yeah, that's what it would be like.
we lost Jesse. I think it's. See, I think this program might be a jerk today. Why did we?
I don't know.
Yeah. See, it's just doing what it wants. But yeah. So we'll talk about that for a few minutes before we get into this. So and since you're the guest today, we'll throw it to Jesse and say like, what was your what was your vibe on it? Did it work for you?
The Visions, yes, it was a very fun trailer. I thought for a moment I was seeing the international trailer or like a leaked trailer at first because it was in Japanese.
Right.
And then a lot of most of the titling was all done in Japanese as well. But as soon as I started to see some of the what was it? The visions of Star Wars, the visions of Star Wars, the visuals, the visual aspects of Star Wars that we've gotten throughout the years. That's
right.
You can see those coming out through, and each one you can tell is a different animator. It's going to be a different story. I want to really go in depth for each story when they come out. That's how much I'm looking forward.
How about you, Rob?
Yeah, I'm super excited. I think again we're in that territory of the Matrix anime and the remember Batman did one. I think it was right after. It was right before or right after Batman Begins. It was like Gotham Knights or something like that. And there was some amazing work out of both of those things that I love. I mean, there's especially that Matrix anime. Actually, even the Batman one had some really great ones. Again, the problem with anthologies are that if you love one, you ain't getting any more, and if you hate one, don't worry, there's something else coming around the bend. So, my hope is that if one of these really sticks, right, then they'll go further with those ideas. You know what I mean? Like hit the studio up, maybe develop, like a 4-episode, 5-6 episode limited series or something like that.
Yeah.
If it really is just something where they're going to do rando stories and animation, that's fine too, because quite frankly, as I've said before, I believe when you rely too much on the Star Wars look, you're going to stagnate. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like even the What If CGI cartoon, which is an anthology, um, has its own look that's completely separate from the Marvel movies, right? I
Yeah, it
would say the
does.
difference though being that that has a unified look across the different stories. You know, so like, um, but I do think this will help. This will probably help their foreign markets even more than our market, right? Which they've been having trouble in Asia getting
Hmm.
Star Wars the love. So I mean, people got to understand too, like live action, like in Japan, is treated as like a goof,
Or
Okay.
yeah,
and animation is where the real money
it's
goes. Yeah.
animation
So
is has their own awards show
yeah,
there, right?
yeah, and I'm super like, I just hope I can watch it with Japanese dialogue versus the English dub, because I'm just not a fan of a lot of English, you know. Like they get an old person in Japan, and the Japanese actor will play it with depth and gravitas. But you get it
Yeah.
in America and it's like, hey man, I'm a little old Jedi. You know, and you're like, no, no, don't.
When I got the press release this morning, it
Yokai Watch
had
is the worst.
it had links for both English and Japanese
Good.
version. So I would assume that both will be available when it comes out.
Yeah,
They
like
also
when the
had
cat.
had a cast list, by the way, and like the cast list was like, Joseph Gordon-Levitt and like Doogie Howser and stuff like that.
Yeah, I
It
don't care.
was
I
yeah.
I like when Castlevania came out on, you know, the anime series on Netflix. It's great, but I can't take the dialogue. The only foreign options they had was like a French one, which I could deal with because I watched some French anime. I'm like, all right, that I can take. It's just there's something about American. It's the LA scene, right? LA voiceovers tend to be very, I don't know, over the top. That's what I liked about like Spider Verse, is that aside from the cartoon pig and Nick Cage and the anime chick, like everyone else was, it wasn't over the top. Do you understand what I'm talking about? Like that
They're they're
Disney.
they're fresh to voiceover, and that wasn't something they normally do. I think, right?
Yeah, they were just acting normal. They weren't trying to. Sometimes they, I think they tell them you have to use your voice to project the real emotion because the animators can't do it. And so, like in Japan, they tend to animate first, and then people ADR their dialogue after the fact. And here, they'll record all the dialogue and then overact, and then animators they can use that for reference. So it's great for having actors reference, right? Especially when you want
Mhm.
more whatever, when you want more humanistic and facial expressions and body pose to pose style keyframe animations, it's great. But when you want like Studio Trigger crazy visuals or Madhouse visuals, which don't exist in real life, then the animators just need to open up their third eye or smoke the Yoda's weed. You know what I mean?
With there being 7 studios involved, I would imagine that the voice acting is gonna definitely be, I'm gonna say, all over the place. I don't mean that in a bad way. I bet if one doesn't work for you, the next one might, and so forth. Also, kind of gives a double rewatch value in a weird way. If it's good, if it's super rad, it'll be cool to watch it with both versions.
Do we know that they're all based on like a previously told Star Wars story, or are they kind of like
No, they're all
completely
unique.
original? They're all
Yeah,
unique
They said that already.
stories.
yeah, they're all unique stories, and I was on Star Wars Santa's stream the other day, and he was talking about how Astro Boy is even involved in it. So you can see that character Astro Boy, that general anime character. So yeah, it's all that stuff is like pretty out there. Most of it won't be canon, but it did sound like they were leaving it open for some of it to be interpreted as canon down the road, or maybe in essence it will be like how we got Wayland at the end of Bad Batch. They might legends it to an extent and end up pulling from one of them in a major way. But
Yeah, if something sticks, right? Like if
yeah,
something really, that's what I imagine. And I think they need more of it. I mean, I've told you before, the best part I've seen about the television division, aside from one second, aside from getting more Star Wars, is that it allows people to come in and direct that don't have the pressure of being the person who directs a Star Wars film, right? They can
Right.
do something without the pressure. And here you can experiment in animation, story wise, art wise, and visual wise in ways that people just they won't be like, this is the next thing, you know what I mean? Like they won't put so much pressure on them. So
Right. Yeah, I kind of think that when this hits, it'll probably end up building its own. I just kind of getting the vibe off it that it's going to build its own audience, and I don't know if it'll be big or not. But if it ends up being big, I think what you were saying earlier on, like it might lead to interesting things, like making actual anime films based off of some of the more serious content from it. That way, they can have something to sell in Asian markets more. They've never done like super bad in Japan. I mean, like Japan even had like Star Wars Celebration, right? At one point, I don't
Yeah,
know
it
how it did.
seems that you can streamline the characters towards the Japanese audience where they look more towards like their anime characters. I just don't see
there's
that there's no potential. I mean, there is potential there to sell them
I was
all.
telling you there's a Miyazaki documentary. There's two films and an in between on NHK, which is a Japanese TV affiliate, and there's like a 4 episode series on there, 4 or 6 episodes. I think it's 4. Anyway, and this one's like, damn it, dude.
I like
So
Geek
today's the day.
Furious's comment. Geek Furious is all.
Today's the
Do
day.
you think Lucasfilm might consider allowing other filmmakers to do their own version of Visions in live action to get new people into Star Wars, like making Fast and Furious Star Wars to get dumb people?
The cost, though, the cost is the problem for that sort
Yeah.
of thing.
Well,
So
they did Netflix, Racers, Netflix Fast and Furious Racers.
it
That's
was
the animated
animated, though.
series.
Yeah. So what I was saying is during this documentary, this particular portion took place when The Force Awakens came out in Japan,
Mm-hmm.
and so Miyazaki had already shuttled the Studio Ghibli. They were down, but he had this group of small animators, I would say right above student level, like that. He was working on this animated short for his museum, and they were all out one day. He's like, they're all watching Star Wars, and his short is about this little caterpillar named Boro. And he's like, no one wants to draw caterpillars; they just want to draw Star Wars. and I got a feeling, given his age, he's been bitching about that since A New Hope.
Right.
You know, like
Yeah.
it came across like he's dealt with this how many times now? You know, like all of his animators take off to go watch Star Wars. So.
Poor guy.
Yeah.
But all right, well, should we get on to starting this document? The plan is not to finish the whole thing today. Obviously, we don't have enough time to sit here and read the whole thing, but just to kind of start it up, sift through it, and see what you guys have to say and do a little bit of analysis as it goes on. But it's Star Wars Episode 9 by Derek Connolly and Colin Trevorrow, based on characters created by Gary Kurtz. Right?
I need to hear audio of Kurtz talking
Mm-hmm.
so that I can get that voice down. I want to get the Kurtz. I know it's weird. I don't think anyone on the history of planet Earth has been like, I got to work on the Gary Kurtz impersonation.
Yeah.
I'm going to do it.
Captain Kurtz.
Captain Kurtz. We didn't think it was funny on set either. You know?
We called him Kurtz because he was a crazy motherfucker.
I used to
Anyway,
yell out
Schedule
his
is this,
name.
George? How to schedule is this?
I used to yell out his name, Kurtz.
he was a smart man, but he didn't understand inflation. Okay, can we scroll down because I don't have access.
Yep, there we go.
No,
Here we go.
This is what 12/16/16, and this is a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away.
Not for nothing, I think this is the day they announced Carrie Fisher's passing.
That sucks.
Because I seem to remember that day being the day I was like staring outside crying, like, the snow.
Yeah. That said, maybe that explains why that page right there was so unoriginal. I mean, come on.
Remember that?
So this is the opening crawl. And one quick note too. After we finished this series, I'll bust out my notes about the second draft, and we could kind of do somewhat of a comparison down the road.
This is the first draft. Then
this is draft number 1. Draft number 2 has never leaked. So episode 9, Duel of the Fates. The iron grip of the First Order has spread to the furthest reaches of the galaxy. Only a few scattered planets remain unoccupied. Traitorous acts are punished by death. Determined to suffocate a growing unrest, Supreme Leader Kylo Ren has silenced all communication between neighboring systems. Led by General Leia Organa, the Resistance has planned a secret mission to prevent their annihilation and forge a path to freedom. So, do you think this draft was turned in because of her death? They were like, "Uh-oh, like stop," or do you think it was just a weird coincidence?
I'm voting coincidence.
Yeah,
For instance.
yeah,
Yeah.
because weird. All right. So as an opening crawl, I don't know.
I like it. I mean, look, it sets up the story. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not deep, but right, like it definitely goes, here's where we're at. So
Yeah.
it's just basically where we left off last time.
Yeah, for me, I think it probably needed a bit of a more stylized little vibe to it. But I also think once they see it on the actual, like, once they like lay it out and put it on the thing, I think that's when they start editing it, because a lot of words just don't fit in those opening crawls correctly at times too. Like it will just look bad. Like when you play a video game, the video games almost always have the ugliest looking opening crawls for that reason.
You ever use those quotes generators for like Instagram and you type something in? Like I just use it to give notes out to my followers.
Mm-hmm.
And when I type them, like they don't look right. And you got to like size and move down. You're like, son of a bitch. I imagine it's like that. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. Or, like if a word just hangs wrong, there's this like black space and stuff. So, okay. So exterior space, a rich tapestry of stars reaching beyond all we know. How are you going to show that, Trevorrow? Come on. 2 sharp points of a space station enclose the sides of the frame as we drift backwards into the glowing rectangular entrance of a docking bay. So right there is being crafty. Like, what? I'm in space. What? I'm moving back. What? I'm inside a docking bay.
Right. Yeah, I know.
And then
This
interior.
is the part of the Star Tours ride that gives you vertigo.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the part where they actually reset the simulator.
Next we get a dioptic shot.
Yeah. Interior quat orbital ring docking bay day. Man, a lot of quats in this galaxy. A first order transport touches down. A wide platform descends, revealing a variety of droids. A graphite BB-8 unit carefully splits off from the group. So right there, Iger's like, yes, Colin, you're doing it, man. That black BB-8 droid didn't sell shit, but this graphite one is gonna make us rich. So interior
Gunsmoke to the Walmart fans.
Yeah, right.
Gunsmoke.
Interior quad orbital ring corridor day. The graphite BB-8 unit swerves to avoid a brutish labor droid, scraping BB-8 or BB's spherical side against the wall. His head tilts down, checking a scuff in his paint, revealing orange beneath. It's BB-8, deep undercover. I do have to say that I like the ridiculous emphasis on that in the script, because that however it was going to be shown, it was going to have some spirit to it. Like, that's, if you're going to convey that, you know what I mean, deep undercover, you could tell it's going to be kind of funny. And it was probably going to have some of that whimsical ass John Williams music, like uh-oh, boop-a-doo, boop-a-doo, shit's going on, but with some of that serious side. So anyways, he lets out a familiar uh-oh and rotates the orange scuff beneath his head.
See, originally they were going to give him a toothpick like Jackie Daytona. And then but season 2, you know what I mean, was in production, or What We Do in the Shadows. Like, we got to change it. It's graphite now.
So interior, surveillance den, Quat Moon Day. A comm device blinks in a cramped room stacked with recycled Imperial gear. Rose Tico, adventure worn and battle ready, grabs it with gloved hands. So already right here on this part, I am like, oh, so somebody decided to make Rose a character. Good job. I mean, that is, and there's criticisms to be had of this script, as that we'll get into when we hit them. But that is a big yes from me, considering what we ended up getting and our investment in her in episode 8. So Rose says, BB-8, you in? BB-8 beeps affirmative. Rose looks up through the broken roof at the orbital ring in the sky above. Star destroyers protrude from it like spikes on a punk bracelet.
It's 80s, man.
It is.
Wow.
Punk bracelets.
I have to say that is very descriptive, but it works. I get it. And we saw concept art like that, and I think we might have seen that in the Clone Wars with like the medical docking stations, where you see the ventinators, whatever they're called. I don't know how to say it. I think that's how they're said, pronounced, but yeah, you see those going in, and then our buddy Star Wars Meg is here.
Sheena was the code name for the orbital ring. She's so punk rock.
What was it?
Sheena was a punk rock.
Sheena Station. So Rose, BB-8 UN, BB-8 beeps affirmative. Rose looks up through the broken roof at the orbital ring in the sky above. Oh yeah, we already said that. Rose, I need eyes on the checkpoint. And then back at the orbital ring day, BB-8 plugs into a scomp terminal, anxious, tense, out of the window, the glowing Quat moon. Sun cresting its horizon. So back at the old surveillance den, a hollow monitor grid lights up, blurred and scrambled. Rose straps electro goggles over her cracked leather flight helmet. Rose says, "Attaboy." Man, we should get like really serious and start performing this like it's fucking Shakespeare in the Park.
You saw that that book where it's like Star Wars Shakespeare, where they just rewrite it all and Shakespeare prose, and it's Stop Howling. I was like, this doesn't make it better. Like,
no.
Whatever they're doing doesn't help.
No, if people enjoyed that, cool. But I don't get it. I'm like, cool. You made Star Wars not fun for me. Rad.
Awesome, bro.
Rose's point of view. The images on scramble revealing a security checkpoint. The HUD zooms on an approaching droid or dropship. Rose, here they come. Quat Moon, security checkpoint day. The dropship touches down in a canyon of white and blue sedimentary rock, kicking up a storm of silver sand. Kind of like that. That sounds kind of badass. He's like, oh, Rian Johnson did red. I'll do silver sand.
I also think it's probably a throwback to the opening of Force Awakens a little bit, right? With the dropships.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Stormtroopers shield their eyes as the craft spits out a new batch of migrant workers from all corners of the galaxy. Aliens and humans submitting to the First Order in exchange for safety and a scrap of food. Stormtroopers funnel the migrants towards a weapons detector. We notice Finn disguised in rags among them. So, up front, I do think that this stuff right here probably would have played weird on the internet politically. They're like, migrant workers, when the script, what are they trying to say? And I think it's clear, but it is. But I do like what you pointed out though, that you have those landers kind of in the opening of 7, and then you kind of have them here in 9. But when you open it up with 7, it's like the atrocity, Finn defects. You see what these guys are capable of. When we get here, we're seeing exactly what they were meant to do and why those things exist and all that jazz. So it kind of, that would have been a sort of good, I don't know, reflection. You know, it all rhymes.
It rhymes. It's
it all
a
rhymes.
Tonal poem. Yeah, it's a tonal poem. Mm-hmm.
So we have Finn disguised in rags. So Finn, checkpoint, keep your head down. I got close to reading that seriously. Like, checkpoint, keep your head down. All right. A robed
checkpoint,
human.
keep your head down. Right, you don't want to read it
no,
like
mate.
don't read it like Dick Van Dyke.
Dude,
know.
dude, cultural
All right.
appropriation. Sorry, that's the word of the day.
All right, Walter.
Yeah. A robed human nods, face hidden under dusty headwear. A bottleneck quickly forms. The ragged aliens bark at each other in a dozen languages. A beast like Drovian shoves Finn. Finn says, "Whoa, hey, no trouble here." And then, or no, actually, it's all, "Whoa, governor, no trouble here." Oh, is that how it goes? No, okay, I can't do it. I'm sorry.
Just it sounds like what's his face?
No trouble
Don
here. Oh,
Cheadle Don Cheadle when he gets into Ocean's 11. Now he's got a
oh,
giant.
leave it out. Come on, then.
Yeah, right. Yeah, my wife was like, "That's Don Cheadle." I'm like, "Oh yeah."
You
So,
tossers. You had one job to do.
after that accent, are you still here, Meg? Have you left? Meg says Duel of Fates was a solid script, to be honest. Dare I say I would have preferred it to The Rise of Skywalker.
I'm actually
And
with her this draft. I don't know what they did after it though.
yeah, yeah. Well, like I said, we'll end up doing a thing on that. So the robed human steps between them. Poe Dameron. See, now I'm going to be honest with you. If you guys wanted the script to be made, it should have said Poe fucking Dameron. We'd have been like, yeah. Iger's
Poe
like, make
F,
this shit.
Poe F period Dameron. Yeah.
So Poe's all
And his
like,
band is PFD.
PFT.
Yeah.
So Poe's all easy, pal. Poe pulls a dried, three-eyed pecto fish from a leather pouch beneath his robe.
Simpsons tie-in. Disney bought Fox.
On a side note, man, on episode 9, they made that fish market area so in depth. I had somebody FaceTime me from the fish market area from in episode 9, and I'm like, wow, you don't see any of this in the movie.
Nope.
Just they made it
May
though.
as well have been stagecraft set for all I knew. You know?
At the end of the day, yeah, it was really, really weird. But here, I couldn't finish it. The Drovian eyes the fish, drops Finn, eats. We notice Poe's hand on a concealed blaster beneath his robe. Finn regains his footing, clenching his neck. Thanks. Poe shoots him a tense look. They move towards the scanner. Finn continued, how will we know if BB-8 hacked the mainframe? Okay, that sounds like some fan fiction right there. How will we know if he hacked the mainframe? Enhance. So the weapon scanner alarms. Stormtroopers pull a mangy Godel out of the group. He pleads, pointing desperately to his metallic horns. Blaster fire. Poe says, we'll know. Poe and Finn step into the weapon scanner. Just as they enter, the machine shudders and clicks off. Stormtrooper 1. We lost power. Hold the line. Stormtroopers step in front of the scanner. Blasters smoking. Finn and Poe eye each other tense.
Bromance.
Bromance.
Dun dun dun.
Right?
Yeah, I don't think it's fan fiction. It's just they're trying to explain what he's doing in one line. You know, like you saw him before, and now you're saying, oh, he's hacking the mainframe. It was either they say it or Rose says it in the beginning, so it gives them something to, you know. So it's just placing. What I like about this is it's placing the geography of where people are at very clearly. You know, like it's not a Hoth opening, right? It's not the it's just more like this is more like the opening to it's not a good example, but the more like the opening of Attack of the Clones a little bit, right?
Yeah. No, for sure. It even opens up in space differently than the other one slightly. You know, and this one kind of does as well. What page are we on right now? Can you tell? What is this?
6.
So we're technically 6 minutes into the movie though. Don't, you know, but maybe they were going to edit the fuck out of it.
Or maybe 5 minutes, give or take the first page, right? So.
Fair enough, yeah. BB-8 scomp links, stutters and spins. That's me. A stormtrooper drops a crate of spanners nearby. BB-8 startles as they clatter across the floor. Droid sweat. Quat Moon, security checkpoint day. The stormtrooper smacks the console. It powers up again with our armed infiltrators standing inside it. No alarm. Go on, get moving. Our guys excel, still alive.
So I get that this seems like it might be taking a while, but I think if you place it like with John Williams doing like that dun 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 dun, 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 dun. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And then as they cut to, you know, that dun, 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 you know, that little like armed and ready for battle kind of like sneaking around. What's that? Some movie with Steve McQueen, The Great Escape. You know what I
Right.
mean? Or like the Dirty Dozen kind of thing. I think, you know, this is one of those things where the music really helps keep the momentum. So you're not doing
Yeah.
a lot of cutting back and forth, right?
Right. Yeah. It kind of
Yeah,
gets that
even
that beat is set.
Mm-hmm.
Mean Mr. Mustard says he read the unofficial comic book adaptation and thought it was decent, but he still prefers The Rise of Skywalker. So, Quat Worker Colony Day. Poe and Finn pass through the border wall to reveal a vast migrant settlement. Modular housing painted with colorful symbols from each worker's homeworld, a vibrant melting pot. The orbital ring looms above, connected to the planet's surface by a massive power shaft plunged directly into the core. It glows blue, with the ship fueling energy mined here. Poe locks eyes with Biskova, a furry alien watching from a machine shop. Biss taps his cheek. That's our guy, says Poe. Nearby, a suspicious Tuscan, oh, come on, face wrapped. The Tuscan eyes Finn and Poe as they follow Biskova inside a hut.
And that's a hut with one T, just so people don't freak
Inside, yeah, no, it's actually inside Jabba the Hutt's anus. Sorry.
out. Jason's like, I go right there.
I go right to it, man. So Migrant Hunt Day, a big cheeked, hairless alien baby bounces in a hanging sea cow stomach while Biss partner Dalkova brushes an unappetizing roast with melted fat. Rose emerges from behind a beaded curtain in the back. Rose says, "You said 2 days. I've been here 2 weeks." Finn replies, "This place doesn't seem so bad." Rose says, "Good people, terrible food." Rose rolls a canvas map onto the table. She's all, "This is my fan fiction. What do you think?"
By the way, maps available at galaxiesedge.com. Hashtag canvas map.
Iger was,
she solemnly swears she's up to no good.
yeah,
Iger's
Iger,
like, make sure we sell the maps.
yeah, Iger's like, "Good job. We could put that in all the parks. I like where you're going with this." So
They can
Rose
stay there for 2 weeks.
Looking for things.
he's all, "If we make it really confusing, people might get lost and just keep buying turkey legs over and over and over again." So Rose, this is our access point. She drops a hollow chip. It projects the orbital ring and the power shaft plunging from it into the moon's core. Rose, this power shaft delivers raw ore to orbital ring. A detonation directly into the energy stream here will cause a chain reaction. So, like, yeah, which feels, that's pretty A New Hope-y. Like, I don't know, like I said, like, for whatever reason, mainframe makes me cringe. And when I read like chain reaction, just because it's from such an important part of A New Hope, I just don't like it. But this is a first draft, and it's not fair to like critique it as being shit. Like, so I'm being clear about that. Like, I'm not doing that.
Dialogue is one of those things where I've done a fair bit of writing myself. I'm like, just get the dialogue to say what you need them to say.
Right.
And then in the rewrite, you build the character's voice, or you do, in this case, I'm sure with actors, you tailor it to the actors'
right
performance, right? And again, that's where we were talking about Kasdan on the Force Awakens. Feel like Kasdan wasn't there writing beats; he was there helping polish dialogue. I get the sense.
I'm 100% sure that you are correct, and that it was even stated as such. I like James' comments here. James says, "This script ends the ridiculous assertion that JJ had nowhere to go after The Last Jedi." That is completely 100% true. Because
I know you were saying like JJ has this thing where he feels like he has to write everything he directs. And like Zack Snyder, I believe that is the opposite. Like everyone, there's a strong contention of fans who believe Zack Snyder's best film is the Dawn of the Dead remake, and you know who wrote that? James Gunn.
Right.
So like, as much as I enjoy writing, if were I to direct something, I would not want to be doing both. You know,
Right.
like you want to get someone that does this every day, 12 hours a day. And so I know like Trevorrow helped co-write this, but I do believe like since Trevorrow, how do I say this? Sometimes you have something to prove, right? Like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like he came in, and I do think like Jurassic World is, I mean, yeah, everyone has their issues, but it's way better than Jurassic Park 2 or 3. You know,
Easily,
nothing.
easily,
You
it's
Yeah,
the
agree with
best
that?
Jurassic Park sequel. Yeah, for
yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Like I said, I was. It's weird. I would love to have seen his Star Wars movie. I think it's a shame that we didn't get to. At the same time, though, I don't love the Jurassic Park movies. He's done enough to be like, what a shame. Like it is a travesty. I'm like, it's a shame, but it's not a travesty.
Did he do the Meg movie too with Jason Statham?
I
Oh,
don't
the Big
know.
Shark? No,
Yeah, no.
no, that's not him. Um, I'll also say too, having grown up playing the West End RPG games, man, the Quat Drive Yards, that's my jam. You
Right.
know,
Bunch of quats.
It's a good level in
Sorry.
Battlefront too.
Yeah.
nerd.
Poe says, and take the whole thing down. Finn looks up through the broken roof at the orbital ring above, a dozen Star Destroyers fueling up. Finn, along with their new fleet. Poe, how do we know they haven't detected BB-8's signature? What was he signing autographs? The alien baby starts to cry. Rose picks up a rattle and shakes it. The baby or the rattle? Because if she shakes the baby, that is going in a dark direction for the final film.
How has she not been canceled already for that?
And JJ like, this is why I had to remove her from the episode 9 script. She was shaking babies.
He's
Didn't
like,
have a character.
he's like, we really wanted to pick up on, you know, did you ever get that vibe that Obi-Wan was kind of racist in episode 1 and did some bad shit? Well, we're kind of playing on that, the whole Jar Jar thing. It was just a young and baby.
Tusken Raiders are like, some old guy shows up and her husband shakes our babies. So if you see him, run.
He's a tossing around.
Yeah.
Been doing it for 20 years. We can't stop him.
Wait, I lost track. Is this a Tuscan baby?
No, this is that other
Okay.
weird.
No,
It's
yeah.
in with
Okay.
the sea cow. Yeah,
Cow
this is
base,
the
sea
one-
cow baby.
Sea cow baby.
This
Okay.
this baby is the thing where I'm like, this could annoy folks. You know, like this,
Yeah. Depending
or
on
it
how
could play
it
like
looked.
the dinosaur baby, like in my head, because I'm a nerd. You know, I'm a '90s nerd, right?
The melted
Like,
fat part might get people.
yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
it's like you could have BB-8, you could have that little dude from episode 9 that was adorable, you know, who does the 3PO hack, or you could have ended up with like that weirdo guy from the casino in episode 8. It's like who knows what this
Rick.
baby would have looked like in the end, you know?
And the baby points at Rose and goes, "Not the Mothma."
Oh
Right?
no.
Like, right?
Oh,
Oh.
please don't. Please.
What?
Oh,
I'm gonna have to go burn every copy of the script now. The alien baby starts to cry. Rose picks up a rattle and shakes it. Poe, there's a lot we don't know. That's why I vote for the other plan. Finn, this is when we second guess the plan right now. Rose sticks a finger into the baby alien's mouth. She's like, just shut the fuck up. Oh, sorry. So, anyways, Rose says,
Like the Audrey too.
Rose says, we can take out the enemy's fuel source and be light years away before they even know we hit them. But we have to move now. And so, like really quickly though, too, like I dig what they were doing with Rose. I mean, we have her on this like backward, I don't know if it's backward planet, but this horrible you know, concentration camp like world that's enslaved. She's been there for weeks undercover, has devised a plan using her technical know-how that we saw her with in episode 8 when she was kind of just, you know, a grunt, if you will. And now she is coming up with the main plan to essentially lead the resistance in the opening of the film. And that is how you do it. You don't have her doing paperwork for General Leia, you know?
I'd also say that this addresses one of the core complaints about the Phantom Menace, where we never saw the plight of the Naboo.
Yep.
And so here it's serving two or three things. One, it's setting up that they have a mission, the geography of what they're going to do. Two, it's showing you what the First Order is doing to the galaxy without jumping to a bunch of different places. You know what I mean? Like it's actually like they're our characters, our heroes are in the plight with them, albeit temporarily, right? But they're there on boots on the ground, seeing it, kind of thing.
My people are suffering, dying.
or even like to another extent where if Georgia just cut around and showed images, that doesn't make you feel it, you know?
Yeah.
I think probably the downside here is it then goes into this goofy baby moment. I think because they want some humor here. That Star Wars humor, as you know, Jason, it's a tough balance to hit. You know, even Ryan, like people are like, oh, it feels like it's Guardians or Marvel humor. I'm like, it's the Star Wars humor is hard, super hard.
Yeah, when a bunch of people are taking themselves or something too seriously and you crack a joke in there, it never lands. And if we had super serious Star Wars, we wouldn't, Mandalorian has a ton of humor. I think Mandalorian actually kind of might be in essence the key to humor in Star Wars, to be honest with you.
I give
But
that to Favreau though, because if
yeah,
you go back, like remember the 2003 Daredevil film? So with Ben
yeah.
Affleck and Jennifer Garner, well, people forget Jon Favreau played Foggy Nelson in that movie. And when I saw the film, I was like, the only scene here I thought was genius was there's a scene where him and Foggy and where Favreau and Affleck are at a bar or diner and they're chatting and they're doing the back and forth thing that Robert Downey Jr. does in Iron Man. And that's clearly a Favreau and him, like Favreau had to lead that. You can see that back and forth thing.
Right.
If you watch it, that's
it's like the same that he does with Vince Vaughn to Favreau when they kind of get that play back and forth, and it's just they almost know what each other's going to say, even if they're improvising. And
swingers, right?
Yeah, it's just more of the yes and kind of thing of the improv stuff. I think.
Right.
Yeah.
That really shines out.
I think Favreau naturally has that talent for doing that.
Yeah. It's in the rhythm, I guess.
Definitely, it is.
Poe and Finn and Rose move past migrant workers towards the massive power shaft. Every time I say power shaft, I'm going to pull up Eric's power shaft and start giving some laugh.
I put on Power Man 5000 in the earpiece.
Oh,
right?
shit.
Hey, I saw them back in 2019 up in Sacramento.
Still going.
Anybody have any Chumbawamba B-sides? Anyways,
I fell down.
The Tusken follows them in the deep background. Poe, BB-8. Don't worry, I'm alive. Unlock the power shaft. It's on the screen. It's taken from the screen. Doors and get ready with the shuttle. So, all right, back at the orbital ring, BB-8 detaches his scomp link and speeds down the corridor back to the power shaft. A trio of space gray mech troopers guard the door. Mech troopers, what?
If they added an A, you'd get Rob on board.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Does that mean there's a dude in the trooper?
They're battle droids, right? Is that what we're talking about here?
I went Mecha, right?
When I hear mech troopers, I think of Ripley and Alien, like a robotic suit, like a stormtrooper in like a mega suit. That's what I see.
The loader suit,
kind of like that, like that kind of vibe. But I mean, I guess it's open to interpretation here.
Except for the next scene, the description of what he does to it, then you realize there's no way he's drop kicking.
Oh, are you sure? Whack. Poe makes short work of the first mech trooper, knocking him unconscious. Finn and Poe quietly take down the other two with electric shock prods.
And Rose loves them shock prods.
Oh yeah, she's a weird lady, but I'm not judging. Poe unlatches a device from the mech trooper's belt, throws it to Finn. He scans it on the wall.
Power
shaft base day. A massive cylinder. It's okay. A massive cylinder of particle energy rushing upwards. Finn and Poe and Rose approach it and gaze up, dwarfed. Poe, we'll have 20 seconds before detonation, give or take. Rose, give or take how long? Poe hands out 3 flying thermal detonators. Flying thermal detonators? they fly now.
They fly now?
Poe, nice and easy, just like pitching Palmetto stick. What are you talking about, Poe
That's got to be
Dameron?
their stick ball or something.
You could write this shit,
it's
George.
the toys for Gundarks. See, people don't know that initially in Attack of the Clones, Anakin was throwing a Palmetto stick to the Gundarks, and the Gundarks, they weren't housebroken, they were untrained, they weren't ready. So
maybe it's like vaping. Maybe it's like instead of death sticks, it's just like it's like vaping. I don't know.
Yeah, you can't have any attachment to the Palmetto sticks.
String cheese.
It's a cheesy Palmetto oni. Right?
Get them from Avens Lesbango.
It's a spicy pimento cheese. Oh, nice and easy. Just like
Mario entered the room. Nice pimento. Sneak in the meatball. Princess Toad.
Hey, Mario, so where are you going?
Finn, go on.
Go ahead.
Okay.
I was gonna say, like, they have never not had a white guy doing that voice. Japanese are like, we don't care.
Yeah, we don't give a shit. Finn, we didn't have that. Poe activates his charge. Oh, we're going now? Poe underhand tosses his charge into the stream where it rockets upwards in the particle flow. Rose throws hers. Finn chucks his like a live grenade and runs. So basically, we have thermal detonators that are like something out of Quidditch, it sounds like to me. Finn, yeah.
Like the Stitch?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, just go ahead and finish this, then we'll talk.
Finn chucks his like a live grenade and runs. Poe, into comm. BB-8, bombs our way. We'll meet you at the relay point.
So if I had any criticism so far, it's that for some reason they keep writing Finn like he wasn't in the First Order.
Uh-huh.
You know, like, I just don't understand their take on that character. Like, even if you just did basic training and you get to your first duty station, you don't talk like, what? What are we doing? Where are we going? Who's the winner? You got to what? Who's the winner? Like, it's just, it's like we're 3 movies in. He's already done his tour in the First Order. He's been hanging out with these dudes. Like, I don't know. I guess they need someone to be like the 3PO. It's not a good analogy, but you know what I mean? Like someone who's always like, what are you doing now? What's going on? Master Luke, I don't know. Like, it just feels like they need that, right? They don't know who's the alpha and the beta male.
It's like it's like he's always the last man on Earth, some kind of point. It's like he's just standing around.
I think like the Luke to Han might be their idea, where they like, when I say Luke, I mean like a New Hope Luke.
Yeah.
You know, where he's like trying to touch the controls and Han's like, don't touch it. You know.
I find yourself floating in space.
I kind of think that Finn ends up sort of getting the short end of the stick in the sense that the other characters oftentimes end up with more important things to do or have to be taken more seriously. So he ends up getting the comic relief stuff. And then unfortunately, Oscar Isaac is just so fucking cool that you can't regulate him to that thing after the stuff we've seen him do. I mean, it almost would have been a good idea, I think, for them to have had Poe Dameron be a super badass in the ship. And then outside of it, he's kind of out of his element. And then that's where Finn excels. Yeah. And they could have tossed that back and forth, maybe.
With that same casting, I think it makes 100%. Had they cast initially someone older, like what's his face that played DJ, Benicio del Toro, like someone, or Antonio Banderas, right?
Yeah.
Like if they cast Poe as someone older, it could have been more like a Lethal Weapon thing.
Right.
Like they're so similar in age and in character type from the get.
Yeah.
That in the beginning, there was that very first scene in The Force Awakens where Finn is like, I don't fly, and Poe's like, I fly. Well, when they're on the ground, Poe's like, I don't run.
Yeah. Right.
And Finn's like, get the fuck out of here. Shoot. You know, I can't shoot. I can only shoot when I'm in the, I can't shoot when I'm outside the plane, only when I'm in the plane. Like
Rush Hour, they are not.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. So where are we at? Maintenance shuttle dock day. Shuttle dock. Keep saying it. BB-8 rolls into the droid slot of a tiny maintenance shuttle, old and forgotten. The ship powers up. Quat Colony. Power shaft. Base.
Okay, so this is page 7. This is 7 minutes in. I imagine with a rewrite, this is on page 3.
You would, wouldn't you? Our heroes exit through a maintenance store to find themselves face to face with a platoon of stormtroopers and mech troopers. Stormtrooper, drop your weapons. Migrant workers crane their necks from the village. The masked Tusken lurks among them. Poe eyes the orbital ring, anticipating the explosion. Poe, distraction in 3, 2, 1, now. Poe dives, rolls, head covered, but nothing happens.
See, this is what I was trying to tell you before you seductively threw my opinion down.
Sorry.
It's in my one ear, so it's the past. Is that if you just cut out all that other stuff we just saw, and you just have them rolling around and doing stuff, and then BB-8 goes right into a ship, and then after the drop trooper thing, we see Poe go distraction to Finn, 3, 2, 1 now. We get the idea.
Yeah.
There could have already been explosives planted kind of thing. Or you could have just seen like in some additional pickup shots where like Poe and Finn, like someone else's hand places the bombs on a wall or, like,
yeah.
they're just
a bomb
dropping
blinking with a light. Yeah.
Well, those little mines in GoldenEye, right? Remember those?
Right.
To date my fucking age. So
so we're back at the Orbital Command Center day. A First Order officer rushes to alert Steely Admiral Vaughn.
Versus Admiral Dan.
Screen graphics show a contained blast in the power shaft. The blast is the power shaft, you guys. Officer, blast shields have contained the explosion, Admiral. All systems stable.
I'll do random officers. That'd be fun, right?
Do it,
man.
Blast
shields contain the explosion, Admiral. All systems stable.
Yeah, you know what? We should have you read lines and I'll read
okay
the other stuff
because
you're the voice guy.
Oh no,
you're the voice guy on the show.
God no.
Everybody like somebody the other day was like, oh, his Fozzie is so good.
Vaughn, blast shields have contained explosion, Admiral. All systems stable.
Vaughn looks down at the glowing quat moon below, scoffs. Admiral Vaughn.
That's you. Oh yeah, their outdated tactics are pitiful. You know, like I could see Rowan Atkinson doing this, right? Their outdated tactics are pitiful.
So back to the power shaft. Rose and Finn look up at the orbital ring, fully intact. Poe says,
"Any second now."
Suddenly, a high-pitched wail spins them around. Wah! It is him.
Oh my god!
All right, Jesse, do your Tusken, man. This is you. You're on Tusken now. Go, action. I think he went with the BOGO one. That's fine. We all have our cuts. It's cool. No, I'm kidding. The hooded Tusken steps forward. Blades of blue light flash from its gloved hands. It's holding a dual lightsaber. The Tusken takes down everything in its path, lithe and deadly with the blade. Finn and Rose and Poe duck and fire until they are surrounded by bodies, blasters smoking. The Tusken mask hits the ground. It's Luke Skywalker. No, it's Rey. It's Rey. Not the girl we last saw, a grown woman, powerful, strong. Man,
what are you doing here, right?
Yeah. I mean, I wonder. I mean, I don't know that line. I'm not criticizing it like in a woke way or something like that. But I'm like I wonder how they were going to make her different. Like how does she seem different than what we saw before? Is my question. All right,
I'll do Rey.
Okay. So you're Finn and Jesse's Rey. Finn, what are you doing here? Oh no, Finn, go Finn. You're Finn. I'm not Finn.
I said, what are you doing here?
Rey spins and blocks a laser blast we didn't see coming. Her robes fall from her shoulders, revealing a battle-ready outfit, all black.
A simple thank you would do.
Oh Jesus!
Damn, I feel funny right now. She throws the double blade like a boomerang, ducks behind a power regulator, as the spinning saber slices all in its path, then rises in time to catch it.
Cuts her hand right off. You know?
Ah!
Damn it.
I know that's like the one thing that ever happened in the sequel trilogy. I was like, is anybody gonna get their hand cut off like like a hero?
Waiting.
But not like nobody got a robot hand. That's fine though. I don't need it. She throws the double blade like a boomerang, ducks behind a power regular to catch it. Goes on to say, this is a new weapon of her own design, made from the pieces of Anakin's broken lightsaber and her own staff. She wields it with grace. So right there, we can see that JJ didn't have the idea first necessarily. JJ made it a single lightsaber, but took the pieces of the heroes of Skywalker saber and made it into a double bladed one.
He read the comments for the last 3 years where everyone thought the staff was a saber and was like,
So she made it double bladed blue somehow.
Yeah. Somehow.
Yep.
She did it. Poe ducks behind a generator, yells through lasers at Rey. Poe.
You shouldn't have come here.
Rey.
You'd rather be killed.
Poe.
If it means you're safe, yeah.
There's something more behind those words, Rey.
Now's not the time.
Poe.
Definitely not the time.
Man.
See? If you rhyme those words, man, that's wordplay.
I feel like I'm with Daisy Ridley and Oscar Isaac right now. So she pushes
it's
back.
Definitely not the time.
Marty, it's always the time.
You should do Ray as Rick. I'll do Poe and Morty. This way, you know what I mean? Like, I think it plays more to our strengths.
Do it. She force pushes a pack of 8, sending them clattering. The migrant workers point to Rey in awe, whispering reverence. The children cheer, speaking a word they'll all know. Migrant children say, Jedi! Jedi! That's how they talk as children. More stormtroopers flood into the square, but the migrants block their path to protect Rey. Some throw rocks, others swing with hammers and tools. It's impairing. A promise of revolution. Inspiring.
Total opposite
it's inspiring.
Of what you said.
Yeah, the exact opposite. So, yeah, here we go. A promise of revolution. So Poe says,
Rey, we gotta. No, I'm not gonna do that. So, Rey, we gotta go.
Rey hesitates, wanting to fight alongside these people. Rey,
I have to help them.
Omega.
Poe eyes more troop transports and incoming TIE fighters. Poe,
not here, not now.
Rey knows he's right, but it kills her inside. She reluctantly follows her friends through the blast door. Finn moves to follow them, but his ankle is grabbed by a fallen stormtrooper, helmet blasted open. They lock eyes, recognition, a memory from long ago. Finn pulls free and continues on, but he's shaken. See, like, that is better. I mean, gotta say, like, that is better Finn character work than we got in episode 9 that was released.
Yeah, again, it's recognizing his past, and you know what I mean? Like, yeah.
And yeah, I guess that is the question is, if we had it, would we just be going weak callbacks, not strong, nothing new? Or would it be like, or would be like, it rhymes George Lucas style the whole time? Like, I wonder.
No, I think the problem here is that, again, if this is a quad system drive yard, maybe he has knowledge of it. And so he's telling them, you go here, they do this, they do that. He needs to be more of the leader in this situation.
Right.
In terms of this location. So he's leading them to kill the people he used to be friends with, you know? So it seems like, oh, you're setting up the mission at first, but then you realize I'm also killing people that I know.
Yeah.
You know? Like,
right.
And I think that is the duel of the fates, right?
Mm-hmm. The duality of the stormtrooper. Better title.
Yeah, so it's an internal character arc. So you got to understand this stuff, you know.
And which way the moral compass goes.
This is the way.
Bootsy is requesting that Rob start reading one of the characters as Al Pacino, sent the woman, Hua.
She's got a great ass.
See, I think Thrawn would be better at that.
So an officer races to Admiral Vaughn. Admiral Vaughn.
What
That's
happened down there?
officer.
The Last Jedi is with them, sir.
Oh shit. Call that right there is 2 on the nose, to be honest with you.
Very classic Coruscant.
Yeah. I mean, there is that line in the script that is the worst line in any Star Wars script ever, and that's where they literally say Star Wars with Hux. Anyways, officer, the Last Jedi is with them, is what you just read. Vaughn's confidence turns to fear. Admiral Vaughn.
Alert the Knights of Ren.
Uh-oh. You know what that means? Nothing.
Ren and Steepy appear to save the day.
Yeah.
Steepy, get out the ship.
Yeah, I don't know, Red.
Yeah. So power shaft core day. Rey, Poe, Finn, and Rose towards a maintenance turbo lift that runs the length of the power shaft to the ring above. Poe.
BB-8, we're coming up to you. Plan's gone sideways.
Exterior space. BB-8 has left the orbital ring in the shuttle on his way down to the rendezvous point on the planet's surface. Per the plan, he beeps incredulously. Exterior power shift day. Poe looks up at the ring above. Poe.
We're going to need another ship.
His eyes settle on the Eclipse, a colossal star destroyer docked just above them, an ivory pirate ship in space. Rey.
You're not serious.
Finn. That's Finn. Go ahead, Finn.
That is an Eclipse. Oh, no, this is Finn, right?
Yeah.
That's an Eclipse class dreadnought. You can't fly. I can fly anything. Poe, sorry.
But yeah, Poe. Rose hacks the mainframe. No, Rose hacks into the turbo lift. The glass door opens. Rose.
We're in.
I'll let you do all the female voices.
We're in.
So I like how Jesse gets to be the most masculine of masculine Al Pacinos, and then he gets to be he has to play polar ends of the spectrum.
Well, when we get the cowboy in here, I'll be darn tootin' to go. You know.
Oh shit!
Oh my squirrels!
Trumpet Jehoshaphat.
Oh shit! So Rose hacks the turbo lift. They're in. Okay, the door slides shut, cutting off the sound. Rose.
Clench everything.
Like even your cheeks.
You tell 2 guys to clench them, they're thinking the wrong thing.
They're okay. The turbo lift capsule rockets up into the tube, traveling from the planet's surface to the orbital ring in seconds. So
I could see a scenario where that's like the droid flies up, boom, you know.
Yeah.
Is that like this? Is that like Johnny Depp grabbing the rope and cutting it and going all the way up?
Right. Yeah.
It's not a bad roller coaster. I told you that you know, Star Wars and Indiana Jones have these roller coaster moments. So, you know, I think if you edit the front down and you make that thing a little bit more of a ride, right? But
yeah, you're going through the.
But it could easily be played for laughs too, where the droid is chink oh no, chink oh no, you know, chink oh no, chink oh no. Yeah, depends.
Bootsy is being very complimentary and nice and says, "This is hilarious stuff. You 3 got to read more scripts together. Oh, by the time this is over, you will be like, I never want to hear from these 3 guys again."
Kathleen Kennedy disagrees.
Ring ring. Hello.
Yeah, and that's how we got these guys to read every script for us that we greenlight. Anyway, turbo lift doors open to find the stern of the Eclipse dreadnought right in front of them, miles wide. Yeah, miles wide. Thick fuel lines attached to the propulsion engines. Glide rover shuttle supplies to the ship. Jesus Christ. Sorry, go on. Rey says.
You sure about this?
Poe.
Nope.
Rose.
We had better odds on the Rex Prime.
Finn.
That was not my fault. The Gundarks. I mean, you need to let Raxus Prime go.
They
hop my fault.
They hop into a glide rover and speed off. Interior observation tower day. Admiral Vaughn watches the glide rover race towards the Eclipse. Admiral Vaughn.
Where are they going?
The glide rover disappears into the docked destroyer. Admiral Vaughn cracks slightly as their plan dawns on him.
They can't possibly.
Admiral Vaughn leans over a first order tech. Admiral Vaughn continued.
I like to touch. Wait, sorry.
Right.
How many men on that ship?
First order tech says, just the bridge crew, sir. The rest are on dock leave. So what are they doing? Just like sailors, first order sailors, just
that would be funny. That would be funny, man. Like if during a major sequence they just cut to these dudes all partying.
The ink, man, the ink.
Doing the Russian dance from Crystal Skull around the pot fire
coming up from the ground. Right?
Yeah. Oh shit. Eclipse Destroyer Bridge, a massive navigational bridge dense with first order crew. A laser blast spins them around. Rose cocks her heavy weapon. Finn seals the door. Yeah. Poe.
Who's in charge here?
Deck officer.
I am.
Poe.
Great. I'm your new pilot. Where does the pilot sit?
Ray loses patience. Waves her palm towards the officer. Ray.
You will set a course for the Neurarian system.
Deck officer.
Set a course for the new. We got to flip back and forth. So.
All right, go ahead.
Jason, you want to do the officers?
I'll be deck. I'll be. You guys are high officers. I'm low officers.
Okay.
Deck officer. Set a course for the neuron system. The crewmen turn and take their positions at the console. Mind tricked en masse. Poe and Ray take the helm, pressing buttons, guessing. Ray.
Cold start the engines. We can jump right to hyperspace if we overheat the laser cannon drive.
Poe.
The exhaust will spill over.
Ray continued.
Into the propulsion systems. We can freeze the chamber.
Oh, wait, you got to redo it. So it would be more like the exhaust will spill over.
Into the propulsion systems. We can freeze the chamber.
So you guys are finishing each other's lines. You guys are so in unison.
Oh, man, dude, we're like strands.
God, the chemistry of this cast.
Yeah, we're like, what's that thing that her and another dude have? What's that called? The D thing.
Yeah, right.
What was that thing that her and fucking Kylo have?
The dyad.
Dyad?
Yeah. This is like a dyad for noobs. Like a
dyad for noobs.
We're in a dam.
And then Poe continued.
Don't you see, you and I, how we're...
Not the time.
Look, man, that reminds me of those videos where you see guys speaking into girls' ears and the look on their faces. Like,
Yeah.
Not the time.
Finn sits at a massive control board with 100 buttons. Finn.
Okay, I'm going to need very specific instructions.
Rose goes to work at the nav console. Rose.
Shields up. Setting calculations for light speed.
Poe.
Let's go.
Rose.
Don't rush me. I messed this up and we'll fly right into the sun.
Finn taps his screen in front of him. The ship's exterior lights clicks on. Finn.
I found the lights. I turned on the lights.
One of the crewmen snaps out of his mind trick. Eyes Finn. Crewman. Who are you?
Look. Let Jason do all the crewing, but Jason, you definitely. Who are you?
Who are you?
Got a little slow there. It's a little slow at the end.
Finn knocks him into the cold. Finn.
Let's get him somewhere else fast.
Poe.
Working on it.
Poe eases his hands into the steering ring. He said, "Oh man, are we about to get some cast friction? He keeps taking my lines. He's taking my lines,
Ron. I made you. I'll break you,
guys.
I'm sorry, Mr. Cage.
We can't lie. We can't lie to the
praise.
audience and say we're like a family if you guys keep fighting, because families never fight. Okay.
I can give you high praise or high craze. Your choice.
Oh, I need all that credit.
We're like a family. We get the shit beat out of us all the time for stepping on each other's toes. It's terrible.
We're like a family. I'll murder you if I think you're a lizard person.
Yeah, right.
Don't be professional. That. What else are we doing?
Okay, orbital ring space. The right, I didn't skip anything.
No, he's here. So Poe says
Oh.
working on it.
Yeah, working on. Poe eases his hands into the steering rig. Poe continued.
Who uses his inverted control yoke? So Poe doesn't do inverted y-axis when he plays Battlefront. Just so you know.
Who uses an inverted control yoke? Man, that's really stating that he has very, very firm stance on those controls in that Star Wars game.
Yeah, he doesn't like inverted controls like that.
Yeah.
That's
okay, fine,
interesting.
Poe. Now we're learning all this backstory about you I never knew before. Like what kind of Xbox Live gamer you are. So, anyways, exterior quad orbital space. The Eclipse roughly disengages and scrapes its way out. Fuel conduits unhinge and spit blue energy, slicing through the dock's infrastructure. The ship's exterior lights blink on and off in patch grids. Heavy cannons fire on the Eclipse shields. Interior Eclipse destroyer bridge space. Poe leans back. The craft dips down.
So just to paint a little picture for you people, when it says it unhinges, and spits blue energy, that's just like it's just cutting through the ship, right? Like,
yeah.
Like,
is that the same stuff that they were getting on that train from Solo? That they use for energy? They mine to use energy?
The coaxium stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, it might be. They may be implying that same thing. When the Eclipse, Poe leans back and the craft dips down, I can't help but think of episode 3 opening stuff with this part, maybe too, in a weird way.
Yeah, so I actually fly like Poe does. So if you hit back or forward, you go back, leans back. That means when you're going like this, the ship's going that way. Yeah, so down is down and forward. Yeah, that sucks. I fucking hate that.
Yeah, no.
You know what? I take it back. Fucking Poe's right.
Yeah.
Who uses this shit? It's funny. But I thought inverted. See, there's no set standard in gaming, right? Inverted is the opposite of whatever they decided to default give you.
Right.
So whatever.
So if I pull back and I go up, is that what he's doing?
Normal flight controls?
That's how I understand it to be.
Yeah, so, but some assholes out there prefer that when you take the analog and you go down, that your ship flies down.
Right.
When you go down, it should pull back, like you're pulling back on the yoke, so it goes up like a normal plane.
Yeah, I mean, unless they have some Bob Lazar ass gravity going on.
Whenever you're gonna accidentally get into plane and have to push it down.
Yeah, the control yokes are it's unstable gravitational waves. See, so.
So Ray says,
"The black empty pod is where we should be pointed."
Poe says,
"I'm trying. Everything's backwards." Like I totally fucking. You know what? I can get it now, right?
Finn looks out the window at the planet rising into view as they tilt further down. Finn mocking.
I can fly anything.
Poe gains control of the craft's trajectory, but not its axis. They are inverting. The planet rolls from the bottom of the massive front window of the top. Ray.
Okay, we're rolling now.
Poe.
Do we have the droid?
Exterior space. BB-8's maintenance craft is hit, burning, engineless, 50 feet from the dock. He'll never make it. Ray on comm.
BB-8 now.
You have to like cover your mouth like BB-8 now. No, sorry. We're really stepping up the fucking production here. This is like Kyle Newman shit right now going on. Okay.
We're doing it live.
Ray on comm, BB-8 now. BB-8 has to act. He ejects himself into the droid socket, floats 50 feet through the cold, empty space, Leia style, passes through the oxygen shield, and lands inside the hangar with a clank. Interior Eclipse destroyer bridge day. BB-8 beeps affirmative on the comm link. Ray.
We got him.
Rose's console flashes. Rose.
Good for light speed.
Ray leans past Poe and shoves the hyperdrive held forward.
Oh, hey, personal space.
Yeah, right? Bars of light stretch out before them. Well, I'm kind of getting the vibe that they're kind of banging, right? Are you guys getting that vibe? Like that this is like a thing They have a thing.
It
Yeah.
feels a little more moonlighting, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And now this
Yeah,
is moonlighting
definitely.
before they got together or after they get together?
Before, definitely before.
Definitely before.
Yeah.
All right, let me ask you guys this: Empire Strikes Back. Have Han and Leia already knocked boots?
No.
You say
No,
no.
no,
I
not
I,
yet.
I say yeah, and it was
Oh,
weird,
oh
but
wait,
they're not done.
yeah, they did, and she hasn't called him back since.
Yeah, yeah, right. So, exterior quad orbital ring space. The eclipse blurs and vanishes. Silence. We tilt up. Stars raining down. Whoop. A jagged, sinister ship appears from hyperspace. Knife 9. And by the way, the Knife 9 is the ship at Galaxy's Edge when you go to the First Order area. I believe that is the Knife 9, I think.
Hmm.
Shaped like an arrowhead with adjustable wings, we follow it back towards the orbital ring. Exterior, quad orbital, exterior landing area space. Knife 9 lands on an exposed landing pad, protected by a quantum shield from the cold dangers of space. The Knights of Ren appear from their ship. Hataska Ren, the leader, armored and caped in black. Ot Ren, Laurel Ren, L'Oreal. He's like this nice ass hair, L'Oreal.
L'Oreal.
Laurel Ren. Or Laurel Ren sounds like a fucking old timey guy. Like, hey,
Yeah,
how's it going, guys? Here we go.
we got L'Oreal Ren, we got Stridex Ren,
Barrel Ren.
Jadek Ren is the
Avon
rogue.
Ren. Yeah.
You guys know that Jadek is the rogue played by Jaden
Herbalife
Smith.
Ren.
Ooh.
His mask evokes an angry ghost. Hataska eyes the scene.
Wait, like Scream? Like
Jadek Ren is the rogue, his mask evoking an angry ghost.
I see Ghostface.
Yeah. Hataska eyes the scene in studied silence. He turns his ominous masked glaze to Admiral Vaughn to meet him. Admiral Vaughn.
Glaze is a whole nother problem, Jason.
Did I say glaze?
Yeah.
Sorry, gaze.
We've uploaded a Veil cipher to the droid. You'll have her location the moment the probe is within range.
Ayahuasca Ren draws his dark saber and cuts Vaughn down.
He just shits coffee. Right?
He's like, oh my God, I'm going to throw up, but I know why I hate my father now. And I'm him. He's me. We are one.
Ayahuasca Ren is a great name.
A few stormtroopers instinctively raise their weapons.
Hold on, wait. You missed over that. Ayahuasca Ren draws his dark saber.
Oh shit! Sorry. Ayahuasca Ren draws his dark saber and cuts down Vaughn. So Vaughn is fucked. Vaughn's dead. A few stormtroopers instinctively raise their weapons, like, hey! The other knights raise their heavy blasters. Officers and stormtroopers back away, tense, afraid. The knights.
There's only 50,000 of us and 4 of them. Back off, guys.
Right. The knights holster their weapons and return to their ship, leaving Admiral Vaughn's body in their wake. Now, really quickly, there's this thing that I always bring up when I talk about this era of Star Wars. I had a couple of very well placed sources in various places that all told me the same story. And remember how there was that promotion that was going on at the end of episode 8 stuff, where they were going to show a character was going to be revealed when people bought enough of their merchandise, and then it ended up just being like a Maz Kanata chase coin or whatever.
Briefly.
Well, that they were going to reveal after everybody bought the merchandise and saw the film a dark side character that was going to be in episode 9, and that was going to further continue to allow them to start to sell stuff in between films, and linking them up a bit. And so the one thing I am curious about that I want to someday find out was, is it this dark saber Knight of Ren? Is it Ayahuasca here? Or is it the woman that was created? There's a woman dark side character who's created, and we'll talk about that in due time. But it's always been one of the weirder mysteries about what was going on behind the scenes. So we'll go for about another 10 minutes, and then we're going to call this one.
I have a question too. Like, do you think the Darksaber, had this script been produced into a film, do you think that would have looked like it did in Mando, or do you think it would have looked more cinematic? Because
It was more
the way it looks in
cinematic.
Mando looks fairly subdued to me. Like, it's kind of a hard. It looked better in season 2, but remember that first Darksaber reveal at the end of Mando season 1?
Yeah.
I was less than impressed with that effect. Am I the only one? I don't know.
There was a lot of black in it.
Yeah. I mean, it just, it was what it was.
Maybe it's the sound design. You know what I mean? Like,
It's the same one from the
The Rebel
on the
show.
show. Yeah.
yeah, maybe it could be
From
better
Clone
than
Wars.
that.
Yeah. It was created
Don't
for
care.
Clone Wars. And yeah, it's hard to say, I not sure I like it in the sense that, like, how somebody likes something badass. I'm like, oh, that's badass. Like, I'm cool with it, At the same time, with how this story goes, it doesn't necessarily play into the bigger lore. So,
Right.
ultimately, I'm glad that it ended up in The Mandalorian. And I know that's easier to say because we got that story and all that stuff, but this does fit this. And this is actually implying, when you get down to it, if you think of it as canon, which of course this came before, but if you think of it in that way, it means it goes through the Mandalorian TV show right now, and then it ends up with just some Knight of Ren.
But it would have been cool if the
Yeah, it'd
Knights
be
of
really
Ren were a faction of Mandos or something down the line. You know what I mean?
True.
Like, that also, I'm not saying that because they did it here, they wouldn't have done it in Mando. I'm just thinking, from a visual effects standpoint, if they would have put more into it, right? Or if they would have just been the way it was. I also, you were telling me too, right? Like, Ben Burt left around the buyout, like he went to like Pixar or something.
Yeah.
So like the sound design so far from Star Wars has not been groundbreaking. It's just been like more of the same, right?
There's a lot of recycled stuff.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, I'm not a fan of Ben Burt taking over the prequels with whole scenes that are just sound.
Right.
But I do appreciate that kind of work on the sound design, and I don't think they're there yet.
Yeah, I think it has been really, really competent. And so I don't have like a big knock on it, but I also, like, there isn't really like a lot of sounds where I'm like, oh shit, I never heard that before. And there's even an app that makes exactly the same sounds as that BB-8 makes. I'll probably remember what it was tomorrow. And if I do, I'll download the app because I own it, and we'll make some BB-8 sounds when we do part 2 of
we'll
this.
Get DMC8 off the fucking planet.
Yeah,
for all those copywritten sounds.
Yeah. But and then really quickly, we'll do a comment real quick because Daniel just said something. Daniel said, "The Last Jedi seemed to imply the Knights of Ren were ex-students of Luke that Kylo took with him." So there was some stuff in the novels and that jazz that were like 3 students went with him. It kind of implied that. And then I think they ended up settling on one of the Knights of Ren being Force sensitive and the rest of them not being so. There was that comic book. I honestly read it, and it made such a little impression on me for whatever reason that I don't remember now. So, but I'm sure somebody who sees this later on will remind me. So, okay. So this is where I am a fan of bringing back Coruscant. I am a fan of connecting 1 and 9 and having that story feel like it was all a continual thing that took us back to the start in a way. And that was I think that was a mistake in episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker, that we didn't get something like that we didn't see it, or we didn't.
Mistake.
Giant
I
mistake.
actually tend to say this, and I might be in the minority on this. I believe they should have never done Exegol, and I believe they should have done the core of Coruscant. Like, at the center of Coruscant was the Emperor's hidden clone plan or whatever,
Well, they were doing a whole thing. Are you aware that they had it where like he made like a evil dungeon underneath the Jedi temple? And
no, but that would be amazing. And that map they're looking for, rather than trying to find some location in space which we don't give a shit about, finding the location on Coruscant, like being able to navigate how crazy that is, would have been Like,
Or
because
finding
Coruscant is a giant Death Star when you think about it, right? It's a giant mechanical planet in a way. So
yeah, when you read the books, I mean, I'm reading Thrawn Ascendancy right now, and so there are many, like thousands of levels in Coruscant to explore. That so there's even a part where they describe where you go below the fog, like in the Fifth Element, and that's just all crime and murder, and
Yeah.
nobody goes down there.
1313.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. You ever notice how Star Wars novels sound like failed metal bands? Like, we are Ascendancy. We're gonna fucking rock your face off.
Bloodlines.
Jedi.
My band is the core ship of Princess Leia, so fuck you haters.
Dude, hey, man.
Look, with the right amount of puppets, you know what I mean? You could do anything.
What's
And I think-
Akira?
And there is a robot appendage that you can count in this movie. It's just attached to Palpatine's ass.
All right, there we go.
True story though. After that first Muppet movie came out, was it the 2012 one, 2011? You know, the one with that was called the Muppets, right?
Oh,
The 80s
yeah.
robot. There's like a rapper Fozzie, variant in that film, and he says "What the Waka," and we had the Muppet license, so I put that on a shirt. I came right to work. I put "What the Waka," and they're like, "This is not representative of the Muppets." I'm like, "It's in your fucking movie."
Yeah, and I want that shirt. Like I would wear that shirt.
Waka.
Yeah, what the Waka? And I was like, that's the shirt. Like,
yeah.
No, couldn't use it. They told me it's unmuppet.
It's unmuppet.
Yeah.
Very unmuppet-like.
Yeah.
So, exterior Coruscant day. A dense cloud layer pierced with skyscrapers. We follow a security craft down through the fog to reveal the city. Unrecognizable from its, how do you say that? Halcyon days.
Yeah.
New structures built atop the Deco architecture of the old Republic, growing older as we descend to the decrepit streets below, sedimentary layers of progress. Coruscant Imperial Boulevard Day. That might be I wonder if that's a Ralph McQuarrie thing. I think that isn't that one piece that he did called Imperial Boulevard. The security craft lands on a broad avenue rife with despair, immigrants from 1,000 systems, all seeking a better future for their children. The cruiser unloads a squad of 8 stormtroopers on hovering Night Sister speeder bikes. What the fuck? Clone Wars callback! They disappear down along alleys, spreading out into the populace. One buzzes past a dirty propaganda billboards with the familiar First Order symbol and a message, "Join today." Someone has painted "Don't" above the join. And it's an R-bash, so
It's
get your decoders out.
Antifa's destroying government property. Murder them!
And you'll learn about that when you watch 10 Things You Missed in episode 9.
These are the Night Sister speeder bikes, in case you didn't really know.
And that sign says "Don't join," not join like it looks like. It says "Don't." So a street kid,
Like Zero said, it's true.
12, eyes a pair of patrolling stormtroopers as they rough up a limbless alien. That's just cruel. He's like rolling around like, come on, man. Come
That sounds
on.
like LAPD gangs. Ooh, shit. I work that in.
It does.
I have no legs.
He
I have no legs. Please don't kill me.
He kicks up a piece of broken cement. This is like Santa Sangre, that dude in the beginning. That's who I'm imagining right now. Because
we should get the limbless alien should be 90s Adam Sandler. I have no. He plays it like Opera Man.
I've got no legs.
And they're just like, shut up.
The stormtrooper is Walter Sobchak from right. This is a gold bricking alien if I've ever seen one. Get up.
He picks up a piece of broken cement, aims, throws. It hits the trooper in the head. Both spin, blasters up, but the kid is long gone.
Oh,
A bantha horn sounds on high.
we all do.
So I think this is playing on what Homeboy set up in Aftermath with the kids on Coruscant that were kind of like becoming little orphan punks that were doing their own thing after the fall of the after the
Fucking Newsies,
Palpatine
right?
after the Palpatine statue falls in Return of the Jedi, and like you kind of like learn about those kids. Yeah, I think this is kind of playing on that same idea, which is cool. And it's like on one hand, it's like you could like I've heard this firsthand. I said on one hand, and I heard this firsthand. Okay, sorry, sue me. Okay, I've been talking for like 2 hours, but I heard that they would ask about things that were like this idea, and then Lucasfilm would provide them with it, and when they liked it, they threw it into the script. So on one hand, I dig that. On the other hand, I wonder how this stuff would have felt or played out. But it is cool though. It is. It's like, man, it's. I don't want to get too far into a review of the second draft after, we're not even done with the first one and all that stuff. And I don't want to jump back and forth right now. But I will say, like, the script doesn't get better for what it's worth. But so far, had they just continued fixing it, I think this would have been a cooler movie.
Yeah, just again, like I said, you can tighten up some of the visuals. You don't have to. In the beginning, they're set up the geography a little too much.
Yeah.
Like they went a little too RAF. So
Right.
you can just trim up a few of those things. It flows together pretty quickly and does all the same reveals they need and gets there.
Yeah.
There's a decent amount you can just slip right off there, and it just flows. It'll flow.
So Dade races through the plumes of smoke past buildings with shocks of Old Republic era technology. Old Republic era technology, you guys. Oh my god. See, like that's the kind of stuff that makes people super excited.
Nubian.
Where as like
Yeah,
you
see
saw
lots of that.
it might
go,
just
buddy.
yeah, it would just be like whatever. But I think we are going to wind this down for part 1 right now. What page are we on? Can you see what page we're on?
On the PDF it's 19.
19. Okay.
On the actual page it's 16. So this is 16 minutes into the film.
Okay, cool. All right. So that was only the first 16 minutes, you guys. So we're going to continue working on this series. We will pick it up tomorrow. If there is any big news, then we will hit that. If there's not big news, we'll continue this. And if there's both and the big news doesn't take too long, we'll do both. So you are welcome to come back and be our Rose and Ray anytime you want, Jess, anytime you're down, because you have a beautiful voice.
You're like a delicate flower.
I know.
mean,
Stop.
He's so humble. He's so humble. He's such a performer. I mean, he's like, man, I just, it's an honor to work with him. That's all I want. That's all I could say. And, yeah, but and let me know if when we're doing these, should I be saying like Poe and then he says Poe? Because like there are some people who will only have the audio.
Yeah.
And so I think
we're doing this. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I was kind of like questioning it the whole time, wanting to defer to the chat, but then also being like, no, I do what I want and I want to do this. But yeah.
Wait till we get to like our multi-part Kingdom of the Crystal Skull 1,700 different scripts read.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh yeah. Oh no.
You're a Sunday school teacher?
Del, you are just in time for the end of the show. But if you
congratulations, stupid.
Man, George, why does George hate Del? We love you, Del. Yeah. We love you, Del. You are our bud. But
George and Dennis Lawson, yeah, I got you both. Yeah,
but I mean, George Lucas wants to kick your ass. I don't know why. I don't know what you did, but it's like he drinks and he gets mad at you about something, and we don't know what it is, and he forgets, but he holds the grudge.
Hail's the magic man.
I rage on Mongolian barbecue. I just tear up the full food court, and Dale's on my list.
All right, guys. Make sure you check out the Thrawn Kill podcast. Do you want to promote the other thing, or is the other thing not promoted?
No, it's just you can Thrawn Talk podcast. That's it. It's on YouTube.
Okay, cool. And then obviously check out Sketchcraft and watch him draw up a storm. Honestly, he,
Oh,
he'll 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 draw you
actually,
dizzy.
actually,
One
Yeah.
yeah.
time,
Okay.
One
one
more thing.
time he drew so fast my shoes flew off. Yeah, what? Sorry.
Uh,
Go on, Jesse.
follow follow our page on my son and I's page on Twitch. He's a superhero cool man.
That's what I was alluding to, but I didn't know if you wanted to promote it or not. Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, no,
Yeah.
superhero cool man.
Dude, and chances are if he's playing Fortnite, you'll see me probably playing Fortnite with him, and you'll see him carrying me. And all I do is go, give me the alien artifacts, please. Just help me, please, sir, please.
Oh,
And sometimes he's gracious. Sometimes he's like, nope, I am having
he
an
sometimes
adventure.
he'll be like, making Star Wars is leaving. He's behind. I got to go back and pick him up.
He does. He'll go back for you. It's very Band of Brothers, and
Yes.
it's an honor to fight with him. It's an honor to
Yes.
serve with him. And I mean, he's a hell of a soldier, and his dad is a hell of an actor. That's all. That's all I'm gonna say. That family is talented. But all right, guys, we'll see everyone tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel, and don't believe Mark Hamill.
Want to keep these secrets not to annoy you or play some kind of game with MakingStarWars.com. With MakingStarWars.